How's everyone doing today? This is Robin. I'm not gonna sing. Hey, just a reminder, this is royalty-free hip-hop under the subheading Dark. That's D-A-R-K. K as in Kevin. I just love this theme song. I love this music. I even put this, every month I have a new mix I make for myself, and I put this track, this royalty-free hip-hop track, on every single month of music. So right now I'm listening to December 2017, and it's on there along with a lot of other a lot of other good stuff. What if the whole thing was royalty-free music? That is not true. This is the only one I maintain listening to. Anyway, this is me reading stuff. I'm Robin O'Neill. How the hell are you guys today? I'm trying to get organized. I'm very messy right now. And I'm excited to talk to you. I'm a little jacked up. You know, I want to be honest. As you know, I've been talking a lot about how I quit coffee. Quit caffeine and coffee altogether. Well, this week I slipped back into coffee, but only decaf, so don't be alarmed. But in general, I was sort of happy to be off of coffee just in its entirety because it's bad for me in a lot of ways, yet I'm addicted to it. And so today I got the biggest decaf coffee you could get, which was like 15 gallons of it. And I drank all of it in about an hour. And there's caffeine in it, you know? So I'm feeling, luckily my heart is okay right now, but I am crazy. Like I feel crazy right now. I feel pretty manic. And then I think back, this is how I lived my whole adult life. I started drinking coffee in high school. And it was weird. I have been more grounded without even a little bit of whatever kind of caffeine amount is in the decaf. So this is scary, but I'm powering through. I have a medicine that kind of counteracts this fast heart rate that I'm getting and stuff. So hopefully that'll kick in. But I kind of wanted to talk to you guys as I was feeling that way because it's, I'm more alive. That's for sure. I feel more alive. Anyway, speaking of life, I wanted to ask you guys, do you feel that you have a rich life? Yes or no? Somebody asked this on another podcast. I can't remember which one. And I was like, and I feel I do have a rich life. But then I started to think, you know what another good question to follow that up with would be? Is something like a more typical question I like to ask you guys. On a scale of 1 to 10, how glad are you to be alive in the first place? Or no, how happy are you that you were born? Like, are you glad you were born? 1 to 10. 10 being, hell yeah, I am fucking thrilled to be alive, Robin. It's a true gift. 1 being, I could have done without this shit. There are moments of my life where I'm not a 10, but maybe a 5 or a 6, mildly impressed with this whole existence thing. And then for the most part, though, I cannot believe this cruel joke that has been put on me to be here, to exist on this fucking planet. And I mean that currently in a non-suicidal way, but seriously, why? I'm sorry, Mom and Dad, if you're listening, which you're not, but I honestly, my whole life, even as a kid, I just went, what? Why? Why did you do this to me? I don't need to be here. The world doesn't need me, and I don't need it. Thank you and goodbye. Thank you guys so much for listening. I'm out of here. All right, I'm okay enough with being alive that I'll stick around for you guys. Let's see, do I have any other questions for you? Who was the last person you had an in your head imaginary fight with? Do you guys do that a lot? Doesn't everybody do that? You know that term staircase wit? I made a drawing about this not that long ago. It's a French term for, how do I explain it? When you walk away having a perfect response to somebody. So it's not necessarily what I'm thinking of. I like having fights with people in my head and I get it out and then I'm over it, and I win those fights. Now, old me used to get into those fights for real because I am a fiery human being. I don't know if can you guys tell I'm fiery? Yes or no? I need to hear back from you. Always, you can hit me up on Instagram and Twitter at ROBYN_ONEIL. I do not like direct messages unless I'm already direct messaging with you. Or if I've instigated the direct message, then we're cool. If not, I'm sorry. I've been scarred one too many times. And you know what? I'm sorry if I've scarred anyone else. I'm sure I have. Not by being a creep, though, just by being weird and dismissive accidentally. I mean, I just have a problem with communication, everybody, and I'm mad at myself about it. But who did I last have a imaginary fight with? I don't know. It was definitely somebody I dealt with online. I do know. It was a former lover of mine. I'm just kidding. Did you guys fall for that? You know I don't have former lovers. I don't have lovers. What? That's the dumbest term ever. Okay. That made me sound more interesting, though, didn't it? Or did it just make me sound lame? Really quick before I read the poem of the week, I want to plug a podcast I was on. We recorded this so long ago, and I am so happy. Between you guys and me, I thought for sure they reviewed my recorded material and thought, we can't have this person on. She's so horrible. Because it was about 1.5 years ago, and I kept seeing, the podcast come out every once in a while, and I was like, hey, I'm cool. You know what? I can take that criticism, because I don't think I'm all that great. But anyway, it's called We Eat Art, and it is, I will put a link in the description of the podcast so you can find them. If you're at all into art, contemporary art at all, or interview podcasts, this is the one for you. They're artists interviewing other artists. So it's Zach Smith, who you may know. He and we were in the Whitney Biennial together back in 2004. And John Mahias, who I knew his work just a little bit somehow. And then I was meeting him for the first time, and that was amazing. He is a wonderful artist in person, and Zach was actually in my studio, and we were being recorded, but by another amazing person. And they just made me feel really, really good. And Zach had the best questions for me. I really needed him that day. It was really interesting. It was like you guys were, if you listen, you're spying in on a studio visit or something. But I just felt good about it. But then, and by the way, I want to thank Justin Asher, their audio engineer. He is incredible. And I love you, Justin. And thank you for your help on helping me. Insecurities. I wanted to talk about those because this morning when I knew it was posted, I listened to it, the majority of it anyway, just to make sure I didn't do anything too horrible. And I was starting to get real insecure, really, really upset with myself. And I just thought, God, I am so annoying. I am so strangely, what's a word, like chipper? Even though, and here I am, a person, I just really recognized my strange dichotomous personality of being somebody very, who I don't know, there's just something real happy seeming about me. And even though I'm, immersed in darkness in my work and in my mind, those things are equal to me. It's very strange. And I was really bothered by it for some reason. And I just found myself very annoying, but I also knew that I was being 100% authentic during that talk. And so that is a nice thing to be. That feels good for me. So once I realized, okay, yeah, I'm annoying myself, but I'm just being me. This is how I am. Then I got over it. I was like, fine. If people find me annoying, it's not my business what others think of me, good or bad. If somebody thinks I'm awesome, that's also not my business. If somebody thinks I'm the worst piece of shit on earth, good. That's just how it's got to be. I can't do anything about it. I can only just be myself. And if I lock into being super concerned about how I come across, then that's the death of me. And I used to do a whole lot of acrobatics to try to please others and to try to be everything everyone wanted me to be and definitely not say what I feel. Remember I told you guys a while back, my favorite thing I learned was say what you mean what you say, just don't be mean when you say it. That saved me because I was so afraid of being mean, and yet I am highly opinionated and need to say things and need to stick up for myself and others when it's time to do that. And yet I wouldn't do that. So I'd let others lead conversations or, anyway, God, I cannot keep these under 15 minutes. You guys, it used to be 8 minutes. When I recorded the podcast, We Eat Art with Zach and John, I even said, this podcast is only 8 minutes or less. And now, lately, I'm just going on and on and on. And I don't apologize. I sort of apologize, but I don't know. I think I'm going to have to change the rules. I think this is a 15-minute or less podcast. So let me know what you guys think of that, the podcast, or what I'm just saying about me finally at age 40 and a half, kind of getting over that, needing to please others, needing to be something I'm not. I mean, I was always pretty authentic. It was just that I was a little too nice, if that meant, not that, and I'm still very nice. I'm not afraid to say, because I know I am. I'm pleasant, right? I'm not like a complete misery to be around. That's on purpose. That's a choice I make every time I interact with others. Thank God I only have to do it like once every 3 months. But I want to share my life with you guys, and it really was a big day today where I stopped myself from editing the way I just truly am. That isn't to say I'm not going to keep working on myself, because I am. All right, shut up, Robin. Let's read from The Horse Has Six Legs. This is an anthology of Serbian poetry from my hero, one of my top 5 favorite writers, Charles Simic. This is edited and translated by him. This is a collection, obviously, of Serbian poetry. And this version came out, I think, in 2009 or something like that. But the original came out in the 90s. And it's an amazing collection that I cannot recommend enough. It is from Grey Wolf Press. I will make sure to link you to where you can buy it. And I'm going to be reading from Danica Vukićević. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that exactly right, and I couldn't find a whole lot on her online, so I wasn't able to correct myself. My apologies. She was born in 1959 in Serbia. She is a high school teacher now, and her book, Bow and Arrow, came out in 2006, and I'll be reading from the anthology, but this poem came from Bow and Arrow. And this is such an exciting poem for me to read. Okay, it's called Ave. It's dangerous to live. Smell the enemy and play up to your lover. It's dangerous to sit on a beach and listen to the sun loafing. It's dangerous to stroll, touch brooding tree trunks, shake hands in the park, and swing. It's dangerous to live, sit on the couch and read a book. Dangerous to think and laugh. Dangerous to yearn and take a bath. Dangerous to look at things. Dangerous to sleep and say no in a dream. Dangerous to be good looking and have oneself photographed as if death didn't exist. Isn't that, how good is that? I've been listening to the podcast My Favorite Murder a lot. You guys know I'm a true crime fanatic. And that poem made me think I need to send that to the ladies at My Favorite Murder immediately. Yeah. It is dangerous to live, sit on the couch and read a book. Everything is dangerous. So, God, that's so good. It makes me think I need to read one more before I say goodbye. Okay, I found one. Here's a real delightful one. This is by Alexander Ristovic. Again, I am so sorry that I don't know the Serbian pronunciations. Anyway, another high school teacher. Sadly, his life lasted from 1933 to 1994. That's a way to say it, Robin. Well done. Okay, this is called Despair. Get ready. All right, despair. You opened the matchbox. There was a single match left. You took it out so that now the box was empty. You put 3 ladybugs in it. With that one match, you set the box on fire. And while it burned, giving off just a little smoke, you turned toward me to laugh in my face. I'm sorry, I didn't even mean to laugh when I said that, but it is so horrifying that I can't help but to laugh. Oh, it's another good one for the ladies at My Favorite Murder. Hey, if anybody knows Karen and Georgia, let them know about my podcast. I actually sent them my hometown murder when I told you guys the other week about how I learned how to file my nails from that murderer in Omaha, Nebraska. Isn't that a crazy story? I wrote it. I have to say, I wrote a really good summary of what happened. I think I forgot to tell you guys that the reason my mom didn't know he was a murderer, even though she worked with him while he was like plotting the murder, was because we moved right after I was born. We moved from Omaha to Denver, where my brother was born. Now I'm giving you too much information. Listen up, everybody. Number one, you can get through today. I promise. Just find one thing to get you through today. One thing to believe in and live for it. But guess what? It can't be another person, because that doesn't work, my friends. And you all know it deep down. So it can't be another person. It needs to be something very small, something tiny. Like, for me, it's this new sweater I have. Love it. Love it. It's long. It's brownish orange. It kind of looks shitty. And I love it. And, you know, it can be a food item, like chicken salad sandwich. If you know you're going to eat that tomorrow for your lunch, that's awesome. I love that. I honor that. Number two, I love you. Number three, don't get murdered. Shout out to the girls at My Favorite Murder. And number four, get the fuck out of here. You guys, I love you very much. Have a great rest of your week. Oh, and happy holidays. I almost forgot. All right, take care of yourselves. Goodbye.